Hi everybody, and welcome back to Tuesday. So, this week we are talking about books versus ebooks.
Yeah! Read a book, read a book, read a motherfucking book. Read a book, read a book, read a motherfucking book.
If you haven't watched Katie's video, she made a whole bunch of awesome, excellent points in hers. Go check it out. But in my opinion, with ebooks, things like the Nook and the Kindle and whatnot, while they do make literature more readily available, which in turn gets more people to actually read, which is a good thing, I think turning one of the most basic forms of gathering and spreading information and ideas into yet another electronically dependent format is a terrible idea, because the more popular ebooks become, like, eventually it'll totally outmode actual physical paperback copies. Hardback, paperback, whatever you want to, whatever you read, I guess. As it is, people nowadays are far too dependent on things like their cell phones for every aspect of their daily life. When you have a book, you can read it any time. Sure, it might be inconvenient to carry around in a purse or a man bag, especially if you read books like Dances with Wolves or virtually anything by Nietzsche. And paper isn't exactly backlit, so you can't read it in total darkness like you can your Nook. But at the same time, what happens when the power goes out and you can't charge your ebook? While yes, you still can't really read a book in complete and total darkness, but there is such a thing as daylight. It can be used for lots of purposes, including reading your book. Think of it this way. If you had your entire library, every book that you've ever owned, on your computer, what would happen if your hard drive gave out? Or some sort of planet-wide electromagnetic pulse happens. Not only will our computers and phones and transportation be useless, but now we will no longer be able to read. Well, I mean, we'll be able to read. Not only will our computers and phones and transportation be completely useless, but so will every single e-reader out there. But I digress. I suppose it's just the way I was raised. You know, growing up in the 90s, having to turn a page every few minutes or so, gets pretty taxing on your fingers. I'm sure within the next 10 to 20 years, ebooks will rule the world, and kids of a yet-to-be generation won't be able to imagine what life was like actually having to turn a page. Or, heaven forbid, actually purchase a 20-cent bookmark to keep their place. Though, with rising inflation, bookmarks could become a commodity. That's where sticky notes come in. It's like a dozen bookmarks in a single unit. Also, I agree with Katie, folding your pages is book abuse. That's what a freaking bookmark is for. All physical and electronic biases aside, I just think it's a good thing that people are reading. Because I don't know if any of you guys in the channel and you guys listening at home have noticed, where is this generation headed? Not like this generation, no. As I'm sure the rest of you in the channel and all of you people watching at home have at least thought at one point in your life, where is this new generation headed? Half these kids can't even use punctuation, let alone tell the difference between you are and your. And like I said in the beginning of the video, Katie made a lot of excellent points, and she is right. The most intelligent people in this world expose themselves to at least one new bit of information a day. Without something to keep our minds active and processing information, at least on a daily basis, we would all be fools. Anyways, those are my thoughts on books versus ebooks. I don't have an ebook, and unfortunately I don't really read a whole lot because I'm really picky about the books that I read. I read some really odd stuff.
Check this out, y'all.
But, hey, as long as you people are reading out there, more power to you. As always, much love, and